has now started. The Commission, remember, will submit its report to the panel next. This panel, 8-member committee, is led by former President of India, Ram Nath Kovind. And the latest we have is that the meeting has begun. This 22nd Law Commission meeting has begun. And of course, there will be the suggestions that will be submitted. And today is the day when this submission will be made. These suggestions will be now discussed, what we understand, and the Law Commission will be clearing its stand soon on One Nation, One Election. My colleague and senior editor Shravan Sen joins us on the broadcast for more. Shravan, this is a very, of course, important development coming in, and as expected that the meeting was set to take place today. Tell us more details. What do we expect from here on?
Well, in fact, the report that we are getting in right now is that the Law Commission meeting is already underway at Lok Nayak Bhavan in the national capital. In all likelihood, a report is going to be submitted to the committee that is being led by former President Ram Nath Kovind. Remember, that committee has already had one seating in which you've had other members, which includes Union Home Minister Amit Shah, as well as Union Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal, and other members of the committee sat for the first meeting that took place just about a few days ago. As far as the Law Commission is concerned, remember, they've been working in it since February with regards to the feasibility of having one nation, one poll. Now, what we are picking up is the fact that perhaps the Law Commission in its report is also going to present a timeline between 2024 and 2029 with regards to whether at all having the Lok Sabha polls as well as the state elections, can that be held simultaneously, and the timeline essentially looking between 2024 and 2029. In fact, those are certain aspects that the Law Commission will be looking into. But there is a long road ahead with regards to whether at all this is going to be a reality or not, because remember, the government essentially constituting this particular committee on the grounds of perhaps looking at the need of the hour. Remember, there have been questions with regards to whether at all stakeholders have been brought together or not, and that perhaps would be one of the big challenges that this committee is going to have with regards to bringing together all stakeholders, presenting the views of all the stakeholders, and also looking at whether at all this is going to be feasible, keeping in mind two very important aspects. The opposition parties have essentially been saying that this is a direct attack on the federal structure. And the second aspect is with regards to the feasibility. What really happens in a situation when a government basically loses majority? Will it be able to sustain? Number one. Number two, the fact that whether at all they would be able to bring all of them together at the same time, have the election, because remember, this is going to be an overload of information for the voters too. So these are certain, this is the contour of perhaps the entire outlook of what the committee is going to look at.
Right, of course. And what do we really expect after this meeting, Shravan, if we see, because we have, as you mentioned, about the opposition raising a lot of concerns. Ranjan Chaudhary also, we've not seen him attending and being part of this. He was, of course, named in the panel also. So there will be, of course, a lot of resistance from the opposition parties as well. But this is, of course, only the submission of suggestions, right? This is not really about how to go about it. What do we expect next? Because we understand there will be another round of meetings also after this.
Let's understand there are two different aspects. One, the Law Commission, the Law Panel itself looking into the feasibility of one nation, one poll. And this is happening for several months put together, where they have also sought suggestions from the public. And more importantly, the stakeholders have also been consulted, based on which the Law Commission is going to submit its report with regards to the feasibility. Does that really mean that are we really looking at a one nation, one poll in the immediate future? That's not going to happen, because keeping in mind that there is already a committee that has been constituted by the government, and that is being led by the former President Ramnath Kovind. You have several union ministers who are also part of it, including people from different walks of life who have also been brought into this particular committee. For instance, Harish Salve is also part of this very committee, would be looking into the legal aspects, because let's not forget, if at all this has to become a reality, several constitutional amendments will have to be brought in, which basically includes at least about 5 articles where the constitutional amendment will have to be brought in. So there are other legalities that have been that are also involved with regards to one nation, one poll. So all of this is going to be part of the task that has been cut out for the committee, and only thereafter perhaps the government adopts what the committee has to suggest.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Shravan, for joining us with those details. Viewers, that is the latest we have. Law Commission will be giving a report to the panel. That's the latest we have right now. The meeting has started.